Everyone, I hope you guys are doing great today. I'm going to be front loading with astrology. I'm going to timestamp below. As I always recommend, you guys should always watch your rising sign, moon sign, and Venus. So if you watch for your other signs, just be sure to check the timestamp below, because I'm going to be timestamping for the three different sections of these readings. The astrology, which is going to be the same front load for all the signs. Then I'm going to do a career spread and then relationship spread for each of the signs, okay? So I'm doing it this way, guys, because honestly, in my opinion, there is so much going on the first week of April. And actually, there's just so much stuff going on now. We all know about that. And I don't want to be, and it's no fear mongering here, nothing like that. I just want to talk about the energy that's going to be happening and keeping it real, given the current state of affairs. Let's talk about how things are going to be rolling out for most of us. So we have a lot of stuff going on, particularly in the 3, 4th, and 7th, that I think very worth mentioning, which is why I wanted to do a little bit of a different segment. So so this is going to be general messages for April 1st through the 7th, but this is very specific astrology that I'm going to be starting with, okay? So on April 3rd, we have Venus entering Gemini. So Venus is in Gemini from April 3rd to August 7th, 2020. It's kind of a pretty long transit here. So in Gemini, we want to do a little bit of everything. Curiosity motivates us on a romantic and social level. Variety and the desire to mentally sort of like flutter around is the attitude right now. We're feeling very sociable, communicative, very interested in things, different things. We can be very animated and fun, but we may also be keeping our distance, yes, on an emotional and a physical level, right, as we have to do right now. But this is not going to be a very short transit, guys. This is going to be going on for a bit. So attractions may begin now with words, as we tend to bond more readily on a mental level, right, with Venus and Gemini. The shadow side of Gemini is fickleness. So that's just like a little heads up, because this is about a desire for some superficial fun. So if you feel like a little fickle at this point, just understand that it is the energy right now. And then also on April 3rd, we have Mercury and Neptune conjunct in Pisces. So here, hidden information is going to be coming to light, realizations that you're not as clear about the future and moving forward as you were. You know, this could be very confusing. There could be confusion here having to do with some sort of emotional interactions or experiences. A lot of us are going to be having some pretty profound spiritual insights, artistic inspiration, right? A lot of us, especially if you're used to going out of the house all the time to go to work and to do different things, and you have this other kind of time where your job doesn't allow you to work from home. You may be in the space of having this extra time where artistic inspiration is going to be hitting you. It's just a lot of realizations regarding romance are all just more likely in the days around this transit. So this can also manifest, though, guys, as allowing yourself to get lost in some kind of communication via the internet, through writing, talking on the phone. Because remember, Mercury rules the communication on the internet. Uranus rules technology, but Mercury rules the actual like exchange that we have, like via social media. So like talking on the phone, maybe doing some writing. But you could also feel pulled back to the past in a way that incites self-doubt, which is a very interesting part of this energy together. Because remember, Mercury also rules the past, and then we have Neptune, which is all about lack of clarity, looking through reality through a dirty mirror. So it could be, if for those of you who are doing some reflection maybe on the past, it could be this lack of clarity from the past. It could be having this new sort of feeling of, or resurfacing of some sort of self-doubt. And this can manifest, though, as both a challenge and a blessing at the same time, right? Everything that I'm saying, because you can feel more creative, more communicative, but at the same time, you can be pulling back by something in your memory. So, very interesting energy in that way, guys. This is why I wanted to front load and sort of, give this out to the collective, and then see where these planets fall in your chart. Then going forward to April 4th, we have Venus in Gemini trining Saturn in Aquarius. So this is a great energy to communicate with someone or about something in a different way. So this time could be great since it does a link to money, right? Love, because that's Venus. Venus is love, money, and it's also self-esteem with very positive long-term outcomes or gains. That's where Saturn comes in, right? So this positive circumstance or idea can be solidified or locked in thanks to another transit happening on the 4th, which is Jupiter and Pluto conjunct in Capricorn. So this, guys, represents maximum manifestation. It really does. A lot of karmic energy going on here. Karmic luck and expansion that will create and lay the groundwork for a transformation that's both benefic and long lasting because Saturn is in there. So remember, even when something feels restrictive or like you have that metaphorical harness on you, once you get through it, once you get through any of that Saturn energy, that's where the long lasting gifts are, right? So now that's really great. The flip side could manifest though as a criticism or restriction regarding a situation that creates a feeling of frustration. So many of us will be feeling a major wake-up call in this energy, plus what will feel like this spontaneous burning off of big karma. So very cool energy. It's a mixed bag, but ultimately the outcome is really good. And then if that's not enough, I mean, honestly, April 4th is a big day because there's good energy and then there's like a little bit of crazy energy. So it's a big day. Because then also on the 4th, we have Jupiter conjunct Pluto. All right, guys, we got to talk about this for a minute. This is a longer term aspect. It's going to be happening a few times this year. There's this increased need for shared interests with others, as well as for kind of like more adventurous undertaking. Right? And it's us really striving for a greater personal significance than where we're at right now. Benefits can come through those in authority, from government, any sort of governmental body. Definitely a time of personal growth and expansion. This can be an ambitious time when a desire for success is super, super strong. So the ability to sway or persuade is really, really enhanced right now. So again, it does also depend on where these fall in your chart. But one of the most positive uses of this transit is this drive to better ourselves. So we might solve a problem that's been in existence for some time or capitalize on some resources that were previously hidden that we're just finding out about. Social and material goals may come into strong focus right now. Really, reforming something about your life is just a great way of saying it. Now, our faith may be reborn or developed strongly right now. We might decide to invest our time and energy and possibly money into some sort of ambitious new project. We should definitely take advantage of this increased drive that this transit brings, but you want to avoid the tendency towards self-righteousness, towards exaggeration and obsession. So the thing is here, and this is really important, if you act in any sort of like extreme righteous way or ruthless way or obsessive way, you're likely to manifest negative energy to act against you. So that could include trouble from any sort of superior, government authority, even the law. But if you act morally and ethically, you're going to grow spiritually and materially. Absolutely. Because this transit generally favors big business, the law, grants, taxes, education. A lot of us get that kick up to July 15th here in the States for our taxes, so that's good. Education, any sort of commerce, really good. Increased influence, faith, insight are all very likely now. Now, I do want to say, as an aside, right, my own little opinion here, this Jupiter and Pluto conjunction should be somewhat distinct from the ones that we've had previously in previous eras, because Saturn is in the mix, as well as being in Saturn's own sign of Capricorn. So it should really be more understood as a Jupiter-Saturn-Pluto conjunction, and they're going to all be fairly in pretty close proximity throughout 2020. The last time Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto were in this close in tropical Capricorn was in 1894, guys, like honestly, and the next time is going to be in 2755. So it's a pretty rare event. This is not something that rolls around, once a year or a couple of times a year. So here, if Jupiter-Pluto conjunctions typically expand discovery and situations and realizations, then the presence of Saturn in there is going to suggest that there's going to be some element of of contraction or limit or boundaries imposed. So it could certainly feel like a bit of a bummer in some way to some of us, depending on how we look at it, because many of us are going to be feeling like we're involved in something that has reached its cosmic expiration date. So it could be a relationship situation, a career. It's going to be different for all of us, but it's going to feel like a maximum resolution with maximum magnification is allowing us to recognize something for what it really is. So, you know, really, like, is it time to end that relationship once and for all? Or is it time to fix that relationship once and for all? Is it time to solidify that career change once and for all? Is it time to mend that family situation once and for all? It really is something being pushed towards its expiration that nobody's really talking about, but I mean, I'm seeing it very clearly in these placements. And then on the 7th also, we have Mars in Aquarius, square Uranus and Taurus. So it's going to be a strong desire to move forward in a new, fresh, and exciting way, right? This strong desire, right? But it's going to be squaring with your ability to push it forward in the 3D. So you may feel that your desire to move forward in a way might be at odds with some changes that are being made in your practical everyday. And I think that's going on right now for pretty much all of us, really, right? That's sort of like a general collective message where we're all feeling like we want to push forward and do something in a certain way, but the reality of our 3D, of that earthy Taurus everyday to day energy is being reconstructed for us right now, at least temporarily. So you can have this, you know, desires and reality can be fighting with each other. So you just want to be careful, because the egos are more likely to flare with the negative outcomes in this energy. And it could be just because everybody's getting so frustrated because of the situations that are going on. And then the last big thing we do need to talk about, which I think is really amazing, is the full moon in Libra. And, you know, Libra's ruled by Venus. Libra is the 7th house, which is relationships, right? So, and remember, a full moon occurs when the sun here, the sun in Aries, is going to be forming an opposition to the moon in Libra here, okay? So the full moon is a time of culmination and promise of fulfillment that we always talk about, of that which started at the new moon, right? So it's an emotional time of romance, definitely fertilization or relationships. So the new moon was all about you, and now it's time to strike a balance between your needs with the needs of another. Because Libra, again, rules that 7th house of important one-to-one relationships. So it could be a marriage partner, it could be any sort of significant other, business partner, even an adversary, guys, right? Any sort of important relationship. So this energy should be used to compromise and negotiate. Partnership tests are possible now, but so is the chance to truly, truly connect in a much deeper and more profound way. So really good stuff, guys. There's a lot going on just in this first week of April. So I hope this was helpful. I'm actually going to, I think, link this stuff in these dates with the descriptions in the description box below. But now let's go pull cards for each of your signs. Hi Virgo, thank you so much for joining me. This is going to be general messages for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So remember, if you're checking your other signs, I front-loaded all the videos with the astrology, so just fast forward through it unless you want to watch it again. Okay, general messages, guys. I'm trying to make it fit if it doesn't, and the energy could always be flip-flop. So we're going to start with the career spread first. I'm going to pull a Black Moon Lilith. I'm sorry, Black Moon Lilith. I have Black Moon Lilith on my mind. Isn't that so interesting that I said that? A Black Moon Tarot card. Okay, and we have Gemini, I think. Okay, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is about forward movement, communication, thinking, marketing, advertising, anything like that. Okay, so let's get right into your career spread. Again, I'm doing it this way because I do understand that so many individuals are having their employment impact right now because of the virus, and a lot of people are looking for direction. So we're going to do them separately, right? We'll do career, and then we'll do love. But I do like Gemini because, again, Gemini is about this forward movement in the short term, right? Because it's ruled by Mercury. It's that 3rd house of communication. Okay. Oh, I like that. Well, you're coming from a lovely place. Okay. Okay. All right, you might be moving on here, but let's see what we have. We have the world energy, okay? Now, the world is a Saturn energy, so this tells me that you were working really, really hard, right? The world is fabulous. It is the most benefic card in the deck, but it's not for free, right? Meaning it is astrologically associated with Saturn, which is the great taskmaster. It could indicate the feeling of slow movement, of almost like restriction, but you working through all of that and really moving into a space where things are really going well, right? So this was in the past. Okay, this was in the past. Your current situation right now is the Queen of Cups in reverse, crossed by the Tower in reverse. Okay. All right, so let's talk about this. So we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. This is a Gemini and Cancer energy. Again, Gemini, right? This is your crowning here. Is, again, ruled by Mercury, about forward movement in the near future, communication of all kinds. This is communication via the internet, text. It doesn't rule technology. That's Uranus, but it's the actual communication that we have online. It's marketing. It's advertising. It's anything to do with writing. It's doing all of these things moving forward. And Cancer is about security. Okay, it's that fourth house of home. It's that metaphorical home space. It's that feeling of safety. And in the reverse, it's telling me that there's not this moving forward in a way that makes you feel safe because there's been an ending of something. So Virgo, you may have lost your job here. You may have been laid off. There could have been an ending of something having to do with your career. This could also indicate, though, something needing to be completely revamped as far as your perspective goes. So for those of you who maybe didn't lose your job, right? Maybe you're being made to work from home and you really hate it. And this is really an updating of your ideas and your ideals about career and what it all even means. So it's going to be something a little different for all of you. But the Tower is a major arcana card. It is the ending of something that you were in, that you trusted to be one way at a certain point, but that's not ultimately meant for you to continue. And I do want you guys to understand that this is a Mars energy astrologically. And as far as the Tarot goes, it is linked to the Chariot. So when we put those two ideas together, Mars is the ruler, is the modern ruler of Aries, right? And Aries is all about starting something fresh with a fresh perspective. Remember, Aries is the first sign of the zodiacs, the baby of the zodiac. So there's this fresh perspective and this desire to move something forward. And the Chariot is about being on the path that you're meant to be on. So what this means is whatever ended here needed to end, so that you can have a fresh perspective and a fresh movement forward on a path that you're actually meant to be on. Because whatever it is that ended here, you were not supposed to stay on this path anyway. Not that that really helps you if you are needing the work right now, but there's definitely an ending of something. Now we have the Seven of Wands as the crowning. This is a Mars and Leo energy. So it's very much on your mind. So when we have the Seven of Wands, this is about drawing a line in the sand, about what your hopes, wishes, your desires are, what it is that you want, what you feel passionately about, so much so that you're willing to defend how you feel about something. You're willing to defend your perspectives. You're willing to defend why you think things could be or should be a certain way, right? And that's very much sort of in your higher mind right now. But the foundation here is the Eight of Wands in the reverse. So this is Wands? Yeah, the Eight of Wands in reverse. So this is a Mercury and Sagittarius energy. Again, we have two energies indicating forward movement in reverse, which it tells me that there's stagnation. There's stagnation. But, I do want to say that Mercury, there's no communication coming in about moving forward, but Sagittarius is about moving forward with integrity. So this tells me that whatever it was, whatever you're involved in here, whatever it is, if you stay in it, you're going to end up on a path where your integrity is going to be compromised. So, as horrible as this is, this situation, for sure, I do feel like, in a way, this is really going to push you. It's kind of like, I just keep thinking like that saying, I always say rejection is protection, where you're going to be pushed onto another path. But you're having a hard time with things right now. Okay, listen. We have the Devil energy. This represents you right now. This is you. So the devil energy is all, but I like it better in the reverse. The devil energy is always about what's imbalanced. So this could be alcoholism, issue with gambling, pills, food, sex, imbalance as far as, you mean fill in the blank, fear of intimacy, fear of ego, fear of controlling, any sort of controlling behavior, any place where your obsessions lie. So some people are obsessed about their health, like Virgo. You guys are the house of health, right? A lot of Virgos work out a lot, right? Because that's the 6th house energy that you guys, rule. Just obsessing, and there being this admittance of it though here, like you're being made to really look at it, because the devil energy reverses wherever the imbalance is, wherever that obsession is. And I want to say obsession, let me correct, because that's more of a Scorpio energy. This is more about it's just restriction, right? I mean, there's this element of restriction and how you're responding to it, right? Because it's a Capricorn energy, and Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. Wherever Saturn is, there's restriction. There's this feeling of being held back, but you fighting against it, right? And in the reverse, it's you recognizing like, okay, what I've been doing up to this point, I can't do it right now, right? And there's a level of acceptance here. This is why it's so much better in the reverse, because there's admittance to something. Okay, and external to you is the Page of Swords. So the page is a new cycle. Swords represents communication. This represents truth about a situation. So somebody is presenting you with the truth of a situation right now, of a new situation. So something has evolved in a space, and somebody is informing you of a situation. So this could certainly be that you are being notified that you're going to be working from home from now on, or you're not going to be working for a little while, or things need to be restructured, or something to that effect. And then we have, in your fear position, we have the 3 of Cups in reverse. So 3 of Cups energy is a Mercury and Cancer energy. So you're afraid of there not being this forward movement. You're feeling scared, right? Because whenever there's a Cancer energy reverse, there's fear there, right? Because in the upright, it's safety. So you're very afraid right now of what's going to be rolling out. And then we have the Knight of Swords as the final outcome of this. So again, we have another truth energy here. This is a Taurus and Gemini. So Taurus is a pentacle energy ruled by Venus. Venus is one of the money planets, right? And so there's this idea of, money plus Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury, forward movement. So there is this forward movement I'm getting that you're realizing you need to do as in a way in order to make money, because it's not going to happen here. You need to move forward in something that is going to give you what you need, right? Because the sword energy is a truth. And if the truth is here that this situation is not going to work for you as it is, this is about you putting on that thinking cap, you tapping into your Gemini energy. The Gemini archetype is the most intelligent sign of the zodiac. They are really known for being able to take something and think about it in a completely different way, like repurpose something, to repurpose a skill set, to very, very creative as far as how to make money. Very creative. So. And also something a lot of Geminis do, if you know Gemini, a lot of Geminis don't only do one job. A lot of Geminis have their hand in a couple of different things, which you may be evolving into a space where you're like, you know what, that may not be a bad idea. In case something like this happens again, at least I don't have all my eggs in one basket. That's not going to resonate with everyone, but I'm being called to say that. Now, in your near future, we have the 2 of Cups in reverse. This is a Venus and Cancer energy in reverse. There's fear here, and there's, a lack of being able to make money. I mean, really, in this new cycle. So let's pull some cards on that. Yeah, so you're in the space of needing to figure out additional resource. How are you going to get additional resources here? For sure. Between the Knight of Swords as the outcome here, and then this is the near future. You're going to be looking for work, but you're not going to be able to find it straight away. So let's see what we have. Oh, good. Ace of Cups. Good, good, good. So Ace of Cups that's a new job. Okay. Something that you really like. Okay, good. King of Coins. Oh, perfect. Okay, good. So I like these. So you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You're just going to have to really be very patient with it. This is an Aries and Taurus, right? Again, Aries is ruled by Mars. Aries is about fresh eyes, a fresh perspective, and feeling this very strong initiative to move something forward. And Taurus is a pentacle energy, again, ruled by Venus, which is one of the money planets. So good, good, good. Yeah, I like that. Let's see if we can get more information. Five of Swords. Okay, all right. So this is pretty cool because this is a Venus and Aquarius energy. So there's going to be conflict here. I'm not going to lie. Five is always conflict. Swords are truth and words. Okay, fine. So there's going to be some sort of discussion, some sort of needing to work something out. But I like that it's Venus and Aquarius because, again, Venus is that connection to money, right? But Aquarius, being ruled by Uranus, is about doing something differently, doing something unique, doing something out of the box. Okay, so whatever it is that you're going to be doing, it's going to be something that's very out of the box, that is different from what you've been doing. And the conflict here, right, because again, 5 is conflict, you can be having some conflict with yourself, Virgo. You know, where you're going to be, you could be challenged in your own mind, or this can be having some sort of issue with your significant other, whatever it is. You're going to be doing a new position that's going to bring you money in a very different way, in an out of the box way, but it's going to be bringing you what you need. So that's such a Gemini thing. That's such a Gemini energy. So very synchronistic here. Because leave it to Gemini to take like a skill set and then to twist it into something different, to try to make money doing it. So really good. All right. I feel like it's going to work out, but I can recognize that you guys are having a hard time right now. And, you know, my love and energy is with you guys as we just try to navigate this weird space that we're in right now. So let's go into relationship read. Okay. We'll pull a black moon for relationship. I never know what I get with the relationship read, guys. A couple of signs I got for like new relationships. Some I could tell they were like older relationships and complicated. So I do the monthly singles and couples. So maybe if this doesn't resonate with you, that will. First house, the body. Okay, relationship. So first house is our house of self. It's where we figure out what matters to us. I'm not going to say our value system, because that's really more of like a ninth house, eighth and ninth house energy. First house is the house of the body. It's the house of self. So your relationship can have something to do with definitely like physical attraction. This could have to do with anything external that your body deals with, but also, I mean, really, guys, it's the first house of self. It's everything. It has to do with everything. So this could be somebody who, you know this person from the gym, you know this person from your doctor's office, you know, because it's first house of self, and yourself is the sixth house energy. So anything having to do with the body and the everyday. So somebody, maybe you go to the gym with them, you know them from the gym, you know them from a doctor's office, you know them from work, anything like that having to do with. So it could be anything having to do with your first house energy. And first house is big. Again, it's self. So just think about that. But let's see what we come up with. Two of Coins, Strength energy, King of Wands, Death reverse. I like that. Okay, the Fool, reverse in the past. Okay, so the Fool in the past, we have in the past not taking a calculated risk on somebody, not wanting to work something out. Because this is the thing. Uranus, this Fool is a Uranus energy. Uranus is about shaking things up and doing things differently than you've been doing them. It's trying out a new path other than the one that you've been on. So this could be trying out a new relationship. This could be trying out a new way of doing things within the relationship that you're in, doing things differently, and you not wanting to do things differently. This was in the past, having to do with relationship. Now we have the current situation here. We have the Two of Coins that's crossed by the Strength card. Okay, so the Two of Coins energy is a Jupiter and Capricorn energy. So Jupiter is about luck and expansion. Capricorn is about putting in that hard work. Jupiter being, all about, it's a fire energy, wanting to move forward, right? Having this fire in your belly. But Capricorn is more restrictive. Capricorn is a pentacle energy. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the great taskmaster. It's where restriction happens. It's where the hard work needs to be paid off, put in. But the payoff is really amazing with any sort of Saturn energy. That's where the true long-lasting blessings are for decades and decades and decades long, right? So here you are saying, okay, I have a choice in front of me right now. I have two paths. Should I stay in this relationship or should I go into that relationship? Should I stay single or should I go into that relationship? Should I get out of this relationship and become single? And you're trying to figure out which path that you put your energy and hard work into is going to bring you the greatest feeling of expansion in your life, is going to open up doors for you in your life, right? Not in a self-serving way, but in the way of relationship, in the way that you really want. It's pressing the pause button and being a little conflicted between two ideas. And then we have the Strength card, which is crossing, right? And this is a Leo energy. So some of you might be dealing with a Leo. The Leo is ruled by the sun. So this is about epiphanies hitting you very hard right now, Virgo. These perspectives, it's not even perspectives. It's more like things are becoming enlightened to you about a situation and about a person. And you're in the space of trying to figure out how you feel about being in that space. And do you really want to move forward in it, right? Because the Strength, again, is a fire energy. It's a Leo energy and it's fire. And there's also an element of ego here. I mean, ego is very healthy, but, it can potentially be a little imbalanced here. So you might be dealing with an imbalanced ego, or your ego may be going through a time period of imbalance right now. But crowning you, right, in your higher consciousness here is the King of Wands. And whenever we have Wands, we have will, right? This is a Cancer and Leo energy. So there's something safe about this person for you because there's Cancer, and the Cancer is that fourth house of home, metaphorical home space and safety. But at the same time, that Leo energy, which is that fiery desire, passion, motivation to want to move forward. So there is something that you find super attractive about this person, and not only physically, but also the fact that there is an element of safety about them, even if it's just because you've been with them for a long time, whatever it is, but there is this element of safety there. Now, but the foundation is the Death card reverse. So the Death card is Scorpio energy, which is ruled by Pluto, which is about, it's death, and then there's transformation. But in the reverse, this tells me that the foundation is there's no transformation right now. There's no transformation right now. And this is confusing for you. The Seven of Cups is because you know that there's change happening. This is Venus and Scorpio. So Scorpio, again, ruled by Pluto. So we have more transformation energy here. But in the reverse, you're very confused because you're not feeling or seeing or experiencing the transformation right now. This could be because you guys can't be together because of the virus. It's going to be different for all of you, but there's deep confusion. Always with the Seven of Cups energy, we know what's in Five of the Cups, we don't know what's in Two. And that's where it comes down to the bottom line of change being difficult, because we don't always know what's on the other side. And that's definitely what this energy is. But it's the extreme of that in the reverse, right? And it's the feeling like this transformation is not going to actually happen, and because Venus is there having to do with this relationship. And you're not feeling good about yourself either regarding this relationship, because whenever we have the Venus energy in reverse, because Venus also rules our self-esteem, it's where our self-esteem hangs out. So in the reverse, we're not feeling good about ourselves in a situation or about a situation. Now the Hierophant energy, this energy is external to you. So this is the person that you're dealing with. This is a Taurus energy. So this is a very, practical earthy energy ruled by Venus, right? Again, external. This has to do with some sort of belief system being out of whack, but this is external to you. So Virgo, you could be dealing with somebody who is being challenged to be with you by their religion, by their belief system, something to do with the way they think things should be in a relationship. The Hierophant energy is not only our religious beliefs, it's just the way we think things should be in life. It's our perspective, right? And this is an external energy to you. So this is somebody else's perspective is inhibiting the ability for this relationship to transform the way they see something, right? In a very practical way, in a very earthy way. So because it's connected to Taurus, this could be that they have an issue with you about money. Or they have an issue with you about how you do connection in relationship, because it is Pentacle energy is about mental, physical, and emotional connection, right? You feeling more connected to them, I feel like, than they may be seeming like they are to you right now. Doesn't mean that it's real. It's just the way they're at least acting. Your fear position is the 9 of Cups, so you're afraid of not having your wish fulfillment with this person. And then we have the 5 of Coins as the outcome. And this is the mental space of lack and feeling like your voice isn't being heard and lacking that mental, physical, and emotional connection, like it's lacking for you in this relationship here. And in the near future, we have the 2 of Wands in the reverse. So the 2 of Wands, we're by some Mars and Aries energy. So there's no new cycle that's going to be happening here. There's no forward movement that's going to be happening here. So that's what I'm getting right now. So let's do an overlay of oracles. Okay. Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. My beloved, though we may physically be apart, spiritually, we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. Maybe you guys are just arguing because you can't be together and things are just so weird right now. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. Well, we certainly have enough turmoil to speak to that, do we not? Yeah, for sure. All right. Clock is the idea of time, needing time to progress, time to heal, the idea of something being in a cycle, some sort of new cycle. Then we have self-indulgence, focus on self-worth, time to heal, doing shadow work, self-appreciation. That's all about this first house energy. So really doing a little bit of focusing on yourself right now, Virgo. Yeah. Then we have camera, reminiscing, right? Perceptions, learning from the past. Somebody's learning. So I feel like you guys are on a timeout right now. It does seem like. Definitely seems like a timeout. At least for the near future. And you, really the advice here is to do some work on yourself. Pay attention to yourself. 8 of Coins. 4 of Coins. 10 of Swords. Yeah. So the 8 of Coins is, this tells me that you have this desire to move forward and to build something with this person, but you're in this mode of self-protection because a lot was said. There were a lot of truths that came out that ended up ending a cycle. So I feel like you guys just need this, you definitely need a time out here for sure. But there's an ending of a cycle. And the advice here is for you to just focus on yourself right now. Yeah, Virgo, that is what I have. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.